Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to go over the new concrete pigment that I got for my concrete containers. So I ordered concrete pigment from Direct Colors. It is number 121. I just got a pound of it. It's like an orange red color. I'm super excited to see how this turns out. We are going to be using my cylinder mold as well for this one. So this video is going to cover everything that you need for this, what my thoughts are on the pigment and also how it turns out. If you are new to my channel, my name is Kayla and I make videos all about concrete candles and DIY projects. So if you are new or you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that. Let's jump into it and see how this turns out. Okay, so we're gonna jump right in here to our supplies. So if you haven't seen my videos previously, I use cement all for my concrete. And you're going to need a stirring stick. This has other concrete on it just because I've used it for some other projects. That's what I love about these is you can reuse them. And then I use just a regular solo cup. Some people use buckets, whatever you prefer. And the concrete pigment that I just showed you, I actually ended up putting it into a mason jar just because it was in that bag and it was really hard for me to maneuver around. One note on this concrete pigment, it is very messy. So as you can see, I kind of got some on here. Make sure you have something laying down when you're messing with any color. And then also I have my water to mix with my concrete. And then gloves. You're going to want to wear gloves with the concrete and then also especially with the color so you don't get it all over your hands. And then any silicone mold. So I have a video and I'll link it above in this video here. But there's a video that I did on silicone molds and the ones that I use, where I get them from. So you can always refer to that video, or you can always just do a quick Google search online and you can do silicone mold and then a bunch of them will come up. All right, so let's go ahead and add our water to our concrete. So we're gonna do about a 4-to-1 ratio. Usually what I do for my cylinders, I don't actually have the exact measurements, but you can. So for example, this one online on Amazon, if you go to the description box, or any silicone mold, if you go to the description box, it'll show you how much concrete to put into each mold. I just know from eyeballing it because I've made so many of them. So I usually, for the silicone mold, I'll fill this up about halfway, and then we'll go ahead and fill it up with water. I'm going to add the pigment after I add the water so that way I can see how dark the concrete is getting, since this is my first time using this concrete pigment. This concrete pigment online, the Direct Colors company does say to use 2 pounds per 94 pounds. So 2 pounds of concrete dye per 94 pounds of concrete to get like a middle shade. So I'm just going to eyeball it and we're gonna see where it goes. So let's go ahead and start with the concrete. All right, we're gonna go ahead and add the concrete pigment now. So because of the dark color and how I saw it already stain my table, I'm thinking that this is gonna be, we're not gonna have to use a lot of it. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of it at a time and stir it and see how the color's coming out, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I am loving this color. I'm just gonna add a little bit more just to see how much darker it'll go. Okay, so it looks like this is as dark as it's gonna get, and I think this is an awesome color. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this into our mold. Again, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, make sure you tap the mold while you're pouring, so that way any of the air bubbles will come out. So we'll go ahead and pour this. All right, so we are all done tapping the mold. So I'm going to let this mold set for about 3 hours, and then I'm gonna come out and take a look at it. I am so excited to see how this comes out. The color bonded with the concrete so well. So 3 hours and we will unmold this. All right, so we are ready to take this out of the mold. I have let this set for actually 4 hours. So we will see how this looks. You can always peel back the sides first and then take off the whole mold. All right, I love how this looks. It looks so cool. I'm gonna sand this, but I love the look of it, and it feels really nice. It doesn't feel, still needs to dry a little bit. It's still a little moist on the outside. But I love the look of it, and what's really cool is it didn't really dye the mold either. So that's really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand this really quick and then let it set for a little bit and dry. All right, so I'm gonna let this set. I'll probably do about an hour or two, and then we'll come back and I'm gonna put a polyacrylic sealer on this, which is what I use on all my other containers. And then we'll see how that turns out with this pigment. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and seal this container. So what we're going to do is pour, I've already poured my sealer into this container, but normally what it is in is this gallon. So this is what I use. It's polyacrylic. It is the clear gloss. They do have a matte finish and different finishes. I have tested this sealant on my candles multiple times with heat and seeping. I get a lot of questions about with the seeping and the flame and the heat with the sealant, and as far as my testing goes, no seeping happens onto my candles. I do 2 coats in the inside of the candle. I do coat the outside of my candles. You don't have to. I do because I like the feel of the finish on the outside, but it's totally up to you, and it's up to what you prefer. So we will go ahead and pour a little bit into a cup. I just use a foam brush to apply it. I'm gonna do 2 coats on the inside, 1 coat on the outside, and then we will be all done. All right, so we have our sealant on and it is ready to go. I would let this dry for about a day before I go ahead and put my candle, or if you put a succulent in this. But I love the way that it turned out, and I am very excited about the color. This does feel very sturdy still. I love that the pigment was added into the concrete and it wasn't a liquid. It didn't really change. I didn't really have to use a lot of it, which was really nice. So I definitely recommend this. I really recommend this pigment. I will be getting some more pigment colors because I love this so much. I do have a black one that I will be showing you next time. So next week I will have a video up with my black pigment. But this one turned out really good. All right, so that was the video of my Direct Colors powder pigment. I loved it, so I'm probably going to be replacing a lot of my acrylic paint for this concrete pigment. Now, on their website, they actually have a ton of different colors. They have blue, green, a lot of different things to pick from, and they also have a base color you can choose from, which I thought was really cool. So for example, my Cement All is like a gray base, so I chose a gray base color. They also have colors for white base, so if you're using any type of white concrete, then they can also have that color for you as well. I will put their website in the description box below. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post them in the comment box and I will get back to you. Thanks again for watching, and if you have not subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of the videos that I post in the future. I'll see you in the next video.